Welcome everybody, time for the Cleveland Cutting Board Weekend Shop Update. Another great week as always. We got the 50 boards delivered to my big customer out on the east side of Cleveland, the 50 16-inch by 24-inch by inch and a half, hard maple, edge grain with finger grooves, oiled, loaded up, delivered. So I was really excited about getting that done. A lot of people ask me, how do you just knock out that many boards? Well, for me, I don't mind it. I put in my earbuds, I listen to my favorite classic rock station here in Cleveland. My favorite DJ Paula's on during the day, so I put on her show and listen to that. As soon as I got back from that order, got to jump on the next batch. So here's all the pieces cut to width. Now I got to go through and rip all these into strips. This is about 2/3. I ran out of wood, so I'm going to make an order for some more hard maple this week and get jumping on that. So get that order. I owe them another 50 boards early December. So I'll be getting on that here the next week or so. People ask, how long does it take to make that mini cutting board? So I kind of kept track this time. It was right around 80 hours. 80 hours divided up, I think it took me about 3 weeks, 80 hours over probably closer to 4 weeks if I look back. So yeah, it's a lot of time, but what else you can do? It's better than sitting and watching TV, I guess. So anyway, so I got that board ordered, first half of the board order delivered. Before I'm putting this on pause because right now I have to make 60 of these for a customer down in Akron. These are the pillow-shaped 8 by 17. This is the walnut with the juice groove. I got to do the laser engraving. They want 30 in walnut and they want 30 in sapele. So I actually have all those pieces cut. That's all this stuff right here behind me. Kind of hard to see without freaking the camera. So under that white tray is as the sapele. Here's all the walnut. So I got to do some gluing up. I'm going to do the glue up today. I don't have enough pieces that are wide, so I got to glue up 2 pieces to make the 1 piece. So I got that to work on this week. Really looking forward to getting that going. That's going to be a lot of time. The logo is pretty big, so I can engrave 3 at a time. I think it's going to take probably 20 minutes to engrave all 3. So you're 20 minutes to do 3, and I have 60 to do the math. There's a lot of time there. The other thing I worked on this week was signs. I got 2 sign orders done. Yesterday, I was lucky enough to get invited to a family friends, parents' 50th wedding anniversary. I actually got invited to be the photographer for that job. So I made them a little sign to show my appreciation. A great couple, married 50 years, got married in 1972. So it's pretty awesome to be part of that. So I got that done. I'm also photographing a wedding next weekend. So to a family that I've gotten to know over the last few months. So they invited me to be their photographer for their wedding. So I made them a nice sign also that I'll give them as a wedding gift. So keep that in mind. If you book me as a wedding photographer or an event photographer, you might get a gift. So those 2 signs are done and ready to go. I got the boat table for the Sea Ray boat. Beautiful boat. That was a sapele table, 2 feet by 3 feet. CNC carved. I copied the name off the back of the boat, carved that in the boat, did a blue resin fill. And because of the moisture being around water, I did traditional breadboard ends, so with white oak dowels. So that turned out real nice. Got that delivered. That was all in sapele. Another thing I've been getting a lot of orders for that's been real popular are the little EDC trays, everyday carry trays. I've been experimenting with different shapes and sizes and designs. I got an order for a friend. She wants to give one to her boyfriend with a nice size one with out of walnut with leather inserts. So that's glued up around here somewhere. That'll be on the CNC later this week. I got a couple outs that people ordered just to put their rings in, and that one lady wanted one to put next to the sink to put her rings in. One guy wanted one to put his cologne collection on. So these are going to be real hot, I think, for holidays. These are a great place. I know friends of ours, Candy, ordered one for her husband, Dave, because he just throws his keys and change everywhere. So we made him a nice one, have a live edge walnut, put a dish in it for his keys. So if you need it somewhere, if you have that person you live with, and that person in my house is me, that tends to leave their wallet laying around, having these little trays kind of gets you in the mindset of putting it in the same place. So those have been real popular. I'm getting a lot of orders for those. American flags. I got 2 orders for 2 separate orders for large mahogany American flags, CNC carved. I have one in my house. It was awesome. I've been selling a few of those. A lot of time, a lot of work goes into them, but they look awesome. They're great in your garage, in your house, in your home bar, or whatever. I also got signs I got a couple orders for holiday orders for home signs. The Smith family, the Jones family got a lot of those orders coming in for the holiday gifts. Remember, Christmas orders got to be in by November 1st to guarantee delivery by Christmas. And we're looking right now, if you order today, you're going to get it probably first or second week in December, so get those orders in. That could change tomorrow. I might get a huge order, and that might be the deadline then, but as of now, it's November 1st. So those of you who know me or follow me on social media know that myself, my wife, and a group of some of our awesome friends went to Napa last week in Napa, California. And while I was out there, if you know me, I was dishing up business cards left and right. So I did get some great leads on a couple of really amazing wineries, sending some products out there this coming week. So hopefully that'll spawn into something as well. So for this week's small business shop shout out. Yeah, small business shop shout out. I don't know why it always takes me a while to get used to these names I come up with. That's going out to Zach's Auto Detailing in Wakeman, Ohio. Zach has been detailing our cars for a few years now. I've had 3 trucks in the last 5 years, done all of them. He does my wife's vehicles. Even my aunt, when she drives down from New Hampshire, he does her vehicle. So he does cars, boats, semi-trucks, motorcycles. I'm trying to think what else I've seen in his. Did I say semi-trucks? Yeah, he does it all. RVs, all that stuff. So he does an amazing job. I'm always impressed every time I take my vehicle there. So, and for the value too. I could spend all day doing it, but for that much time I spend, I'd rather spend the time in here and have him do it, and he's going for the money, excuse me, and he's going to do a better job. Zach's Auto Detailing, great guy, a young guy, works his ass off. I'm real impressed with him as not only as a business, but as a person. So Zach's Auto Detailing in Wakeman, Ohio, give him a call and get your car, boat, motorcycle, RV, semi-truck, whatever you got detailed out. He'll take care of it. And finally, on this week's episode of Dumb Shit People Say to Small Business Owners, I have a story for you. This week I had a lady, early last week, I had a lady call me. She got my name from one of you guys, which is always awesome. I always appreciate it. Her husband collects high-end pocket knives, and she wanted a nice wood tray that she's seen me make for other people for him. She wanted individual compartments for, I think, 4 knives and one of his initials on it. So I gave her a quote. I told her $100, $100, and that's delivered. And she lives, not too far. So I said, just send me the dimensions of the knives. I'll make it for you. She wasn't comfortable doing that. I said, well, lay the knives out on the table and put a tape measure along the bottom, and I'll go from there. I want you to come to my house, and I want you to measure it. So I said, okay, but there's going to be additional costs associated with that. She said, oh, not a problem. So I drive 25 minutes there, spend there about 45 minutes, almost an hour with her, come up with the design, layout. She just settled on walnut. Drive back 25 minutes. So now I've got 2 hours into the job. Then I sit down, I come up with a design, I come up with a CNC tool path, and go back and forth with her for about an hour on the font, location, all that kind of stuff with the initials. She signed. She said, okay, sounds great, move forward. At this point, I have 3 hours into it. Well, I was out in the shop, I was going to start gluing up the walnut for the tray, and I thought, let me just touch base with her and said, hey, I know I told you $100. That was for me just making it based on you sending me information. Now I've got 3 hours or 2 hours additional into it than I originally had planned. So that's going to raise the price by another $100. She was not very happy at all. You told me $100. I said, well, man, that was before I had to drive. That's where I spent 2 hours with you. Come up with this. That time equals money. And that's not fair. That's not fair. You should have told me that up front. So lesson learned on my behalf. I did tell her up front, technically, the price is based on her giving me the different dimensions. I did tell her there'd be additional costs associated with me driving back and forth. Figured 2 hours, an hour of travel time, spending that time with her, measuring the knives, fuel costs. I didn't even charge her for fuel. I just charged her for my time. So lesson learned for myself, and hopefully people out there will understand that when you order something custom, there's time involved. Time is money. For example, if you want a big piece of furniture made or a big cutting board order, a couple years ago I could order 200 board feet and have it delivered for free. Now it's 500 board feet minimum. So if I need 200 board feet or 300 board feet for a project, I have to go get it. And to go pick up lumber from my mill, it's 3 hours round trip. That's an hour to get there. Time I wait in line, get loaded up, go to the office, pay the invoice, drive back. It's almost 3 hours. That all costs time, not to mention gas prices right now. So that's the point I'm trying to make is when you order something custom, remember, especially from a small shop like mine, time is money. So all those little things do add up. I've never charged for design time. Starting January 1st, I kind of have to. Now, if you just want a simple name put on a charcuterie board, not a big deal, or on a cutting board. But we're talking about coming up with logos for people, or taking your existing logo and having to adapt it to work for the CNC or change it so it'll work for the laser engraver. Those things take time. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about charging yet, or it's going to be a flat rate or an hourly rate, or it's going to be so many minutes free up front. I'm not sure yet, but I've talked to some other people that are in the industry that deal with designs, and they're doing the same thing. It adds up. You can explain to me what you want in a design, and I hear what you're saying, and I put it down on the computer or put it down on paper, and I send it to you, and you go, that's not what I wanted. So you have to go back 2, 3, 4 times sometimes. Change the font, change this, change the thickness of the lines. All that stuff adds up. So time is money. So unfortunately, I have to start charging for that as well. So anyway, that's it for the Cleveland Cutting Board Weekend Shop Update. I hope everyone has a great week. Cheers. I start my new job tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. So a little shout out to everyone who has been super supportive. I got a lot of people thanking me on Facebook. I see a lot of people out in town that were congratulating me, not thanking me, congratulating me. And the motivation is great. Also, all the haters out there saying, oh, guess there goes Cleveland Cutting Board. Not going to do Cleveland Cutting Board no more. Cleveland Cutting Board's not going to make it. All you haters out there, keep that shit coming too, because that motivates me to work even harder. So I appreciate you as well. Keep on hating. I'll keep on kicking ass. So cheers, everyone. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Wednesday for Whiskey and Wood Talk.